How do you not get the shaft at the auto repair shop? At least the shaft you don't want. This is Bumper to Bumper Podcast. I am Dave Riccio here along with Jon Riggle. And this is one of the things that comes up on a regular basis. John, how many times in the Bay do we have a car that has a problem because somebody put a crappy axle shaft in it?
Oh, we've had a run of them. It's an issue. Lots of offshore parts coming in that are pretty questionable.
Pretty questionable. What we're referring to is CV joints. If you've had a front-wheel drive car for any length of time, you've come across CV joints or CV axles. Some people refer to them as half shafts. There's a lot of different names for them.
And the CV is constant velocity.
Constant velocity. And what it is essentially is there's in the front-wheel drive car, your transmission is there. There's an axle that runs from the right side of the transmission to the right front wheel. There's an axle that goes from the left side of the transmission to the left front wheel. On each of those axles, there are two joints, typically. Every now and then, you might have something weird or different, but there's an outer joint and an inner joint, and those joints have to be able to rotate as well as turn back and forth with the steering, as well as when the vehicle goes up and down, they also have to move that way. So it's almost equivalent to a shoulder joint. It's got to go a lot of different directions, and the joint that moves the most in your body is the shoulder joint. So what happens is these joints are made up, and there's different styles of them, but they're essentially made up of bearings and things that allow them to not only rotate, to spin, but also to change angles and that kind of thing. So what happens is that rubber boot around the joint keeps all the grease in, but it keeps all the dirt and debris out, and that boot has to move around and rotate and do all the things it does. And if you imagine how fast your wheel's spinning at 80 miles an hour, that's how fast the axle is spinning at 80 miles an hour. So there's a lot of force of that grease on that joint. And what happens is at some point, those boots will fail. So let's talk about how axles fail. Those boots fail. That's probably the most common failure we see.
Yeah, that's probably.
Start to leak grease. And so if they're not addressed right away, eventually they tear, and what happens is all the grease gets out and all the junk gets in.
Yeah, dirt and stuff.
And so it ends up with a bad joint.
Right.
So that's one of the ways they fail. The other way they fail, just talking to Rob, he's got a CRV, and a CRV is an axle chewer, Honda CRV. And when you accelerate, you're going to feel them vibrate. And that's one of the ways you indicate.
That's one of the symptoms, yeah.
So they'll go bad from the boots themselves going bad, or they'll go bad from actual vibration. They're starting to mechanically fail on the inside.
Right.
So what I don't like is that it does happen, and I see people a little overzealous on recommending axle shaft replacements.
Yeah.
So if you get a little grease, a little crust around the clamp on the boot, I'm not writing home about it. I'm going to wipe it off and maybe keep my eye on it in the next oil change. But some people are real quick to want to throw an axle in there.
Right. And that's where you have to make the distinction when me as a tech, when I'm looking at the car and I'm looking at it and I see a stripe of grease all up around the transmission or up the back of the front of the firewall or something, or up in the wheel well area. I may see the stripe of grease. Well, that's coming out from that boot has a clamped around that joint. And the temperatures change, the boots get harder, and they'll expand and contract a little bit. And sometimes you'll get some seepage out of those boots. Well, I'm going to consider that one different than having a torn boot where it's just flung all the grease out of it, and we've got a good place for stuff to get in. So that one, depending on the car and the age and what that boot feels like, if that boot is still supple and stuff, man, I'm way better off just putting a clamp on it and calling it good at that point. Reclamp that boot, and there's no sense in selling the whole boot and doing everything. If I've just got that seepage, and somebody's concerned about it, a lot of people just let it go for a while. Well,
and this is where I think people are getting over-shafted at the auto shop, is because, again, someone sees a little grease like that. If you're a transactional relationship for the business, they're going to sell you a whole axle.
Yeah.
If you're a relational situation with your auto shop, maybe they're wiping it off. They say, let's keep an eye on it. They're throwing on a new clamp. But let's just say you do have a boot that's starting to fail. This is where, how do we remedy it? And this is where the people get into trouble. Is that they take out that nice factory axle that probably just needs a reboot or a reclamp, and they take that thing out and they put it in the core box and they order in this axle that comes from overseas that I wouldn't put them in my enemy's car.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
wouldn't. They are just garbage, and it ruins the car.
Yeah, yeah, and part of that is just a good CV axles. These are high precision components. Okay, those bearings and cages and the joints themselves. It takes a lot to machine and build those. So good high quality axles are expensive, right? But you can get on the internet and you can find drive axles for anything for,
50,
$39,
60 bucks,
$59, ridiculously low numbers. And I'm looking at it going, that's a $250 piece of metal by the time it's machined properly and stuff. I don't know how they do it for $59 anywhere in the world, right?
That is a
just
shaft
doesn't make
you
any
don't
sense.
want. That is a shaft you definitely don't want. So I'm going to insist if it's doesn't have any vibration and your just boots starting to deteriorate, have them rebooted and don't put in aftermarket boots. If it's a Ford axle, get a Ford boot. The Ford, if they offer them, and then there is a significant price difference in a lot of cases between the aftermarket and the factory, but you're going to have less issues. How many times do we get cars on tow trucks that come in? They think they got a transmission problem, and all that's happened is when somebody put an axle and they put in the wrong size axle because there's so many cataloging issues surrounding axle shafts, and it popped out.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest issues with the offshore ones is they may consolidate part numbers or they may have cataloging issues. So we wind up, and I see this a lot, we get cars in here that have just had axles put in and they've got these crazy vibrations. When you go to accelerate with the car, especially if you start to turn them a little bit and you accelerate harder, you can get some big shudders and vibrations out of the cars. And that winds up being a combination of different things. The center shaft for the axles will be the wrong length, but it looks like it's got the right joints on both ends, but the center shaft is too long, so we're getting a bind on the transmission. We can wipe out seals doing that. There's all kinds of nasty things that happen when we put the wrong axles in the cars. And that's a tough one because if you go look at the catalog, it's the right part number. It came out of the box. It wasn't misboxed. It was miscatalogued, right?
Miscatalogued.
So if somebody determines that axle's bad, I'm going to go get another one. You put the same one in, you got the same problem because you got the same wrong part, right? So, and a lot of times, guys just don't match them up. You have to match them up with the original ones when you go to replace them. And a lot of times, if you don't actually stand them up and compress them, you don't know what the actual length is. If you lay them down, because most of them have some type of slip joint in them. The inner tripod joint will allow that axle to change length. Unless you compress them and check the minimum length and the maximum length, you may have an issue when you put that thing in the car. And I have had just a run of them lately. It's just like one after another, and it's like you look at them and you go, that ain't right.
Right. No, I think it's, you call me out all the time in Tri-City Transmission and Auto Repair. My desk is right next to the bay that John works in. Yeah. Because I'm going to communicate something to the customer. I like to see it with my own eyeballs so I can give them the best explanation. And you'll come grab me and you'll try to turn the wheel and the wheel won't turn when it's hanging on the hoist.
Yeah.
It won't move because it's got the wrong joint in it or too long or too short or whatever it may be. Yeah. But because of our reputation and the way we do things, we get problem child cars from time to time.
Yeah.
I mean, they find us because it's been to 2 or 3 other shops. Yeah. By the time it gets to us and you're like, no, wrong axle. Yeah. You spot it pretty quick. Yeah. But it's actually hard to find bad parts on cars too. That's a whole different, whole different thing. And we interview people before they bring the car in. Have you had any repairs done in the last 30 days? What was the last repair? Because we're looking for that kind of stuff that'll help us shortcut and get to why there is a problem that's not fixed on the car. But axle shafts, and I say good cars are ruined one part at a time.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you have a car that drives pretty good and somebody's a little overzealous, you got a little CV boot leak or whatever. They take out that good factory axle and they put in that crappy offshore axle. They put it in there. That car is never the same after that. And you can't really quite put your finger on it. It still functions, but it's like a little bit, and this is when you maintain your car. You put a little lesser quality part on here, a little lesser quality part on here. That all stacks up. That word I like to use all the time, tolerance stack. it makes the car drive like a jalopy when it's not that old. So it's your big investment, is your car and your house, and if you're gonna fix it right. And we had that Jeep in here the other day. It was it was a weird one for us to fix, but the bodywork was done improperly.
Yeah.
And I think that's where all the modules got off that you figured out. This car
Yeah.
came to us on a tow truck, and you did some computer gizmo stuff. And
Did a proxy alignment on it. Yeah.
Proxy alignment on it. Yeah. See, to me, that's like wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, I know.
But that car, every time they deferred a repair, deferred repair is one thing that ruins a car. The other thing that ruins a car is putting crummy parts on the car. Yeah. And this is something that boils my blood in this business, is that auto shops, every business, in order to stay in business, it has a profit model. We live in a capitalistic society. There is a profit model, and you got to cover your bills. Now, some of these shops that have been bought out and they're owned by big organizations, they're just looking at profit. They're not looking at people, and they don't give a crap about cars.
Yeah.
And so a service writer may see that $39 axle, and he can mark it up all this money. And his price still looks reasonable because he started so low. He has all this profit margin.
He's still less than what a factory axle would cost, right? Yeah. So he's got a huge profit margin in the thing, which is fine. Everybody deserves to make their profit. Unfortunately,
sometimes they get a little overzealous on it.
Selling crap. You'd have been better off booting the original axle than doing that one.
And actually, there's a lot more labor in booting an axle. It's easy just to jam one in there.
Yeah, guys don't like doing it, though.
They don't like doing it.
It's a horrible, messy job.
They don't like doing it.
That's all there is to it. That thing's full of grease and nasty and stuff. And you also have to be careful with it, too, because, if you're doing it because you've got a torn boot, well, how much dirt and stuff has got in there already.
Right. Yeah.
You have to assess it. Is this a good candidate for installing boots, or has did the boot tear yesterday? Was it something just happened recently, and the customer noticed a big blob of grease on the ground, or they just got their oil change done and somebody at the oil change shop noticed it? If it happened recently, it's a good candidate to just put boots on it, and it may still cost more than that $59 axle. But it's a better fix.
It's a better fix.
And
I run into a little problem where I can't get factory axles anymore. And I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes I can take them out, and there's a guy here in town that'll actually rebuild them. Yeah. I don't know if I'm crazy about his work, but I'm hoping. So if there's anyone here in town that I don't know that can rebuild CV axles and do a great job, you got my number, Tri-City Transmission Auto Repair. I'd be happy to do some business with you. If you're good at it.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, that's CV Axles. And when it comes to auto repair, it is a big investment. So don't defer repairs. It's going to catch up to you. You don't want to just get the cheapest part and put it on because it gets you out of the situation. I understand life cycle of the car. If you're just about done with the car and you can stick a crummy axle in there to get you by, I completely understand that. But if this is a vehicle that you love and you want to care for and you want to have a long relationship with, put good parts on it. Don't put the wrong parts on it. And make sure you're working with a shop that does do that. They're interested in the best results for you, not the best results. For me, what's in my best interest is that you live happy and that you're satisfied, because that brings me more business. So your best interest is my best interest. And I identified that early on in business after, as a kid, taking my car into a shop and having somebody try and take advantage of me and go, wow, that didn't feel good at all. I never want to be part of that.
Sure.
So anyway, this is the Bumper to Bumper podcast. He is Jon Riggle. I am Dave Riccio. Together, we're putting you in the know when it comes to your car. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe. Feel free to comment. When we can, we'll get back to those comments. And if there's something you want to hear about on this show, we know just about everything about a car. And if we don't, we make something up. I'm kidding about that. But put it in the notes. We would love to talk about it. We get a lot of questions about transmissions. We get a lot of questions about diagnostics, stuff like that. Feel free to comment, and we look forward to seeing you next time.